The Kerala story film begins when Fatima, surrounded by officers, asks when she joined the Indian Police Service IPS. The public needs to know how and why she joined. However, the officers present, including Unni Krishnan, were not satisfied with Fatima and were not listening to Shalini's words. Shalini then tells them about her background and family in Kerala. She lives with her mother and grandmother, as her father is no longer alive. Shalini is very happy with her small family. Recently, Shalini completed her studies and now wants to pursue her education further in nursing. When her family agrees, she takes admitted to a nursing school in Kasaragod, Kerala. There, she meets her roommates Geetanjali, Neha, and Ashirwad. While Sunny and Geeta are Hindus, Shalini's sister is Catholic and Asifa is Muslim. Shalini becomes close to her roommates as time goes by. Asifa is a Muslim girl who wants to convert others to Islam by brainwashing them. When these Sari girls assemble, we see that suddenly a man takes some pictures of them with his mobile phone and shows them to some strange people who brainwash girls and send them out of the country. They belong to a big gang called Hafsaiva and take everyone out to eat. As they were about to start eating, Asifa and Nampare start talking to them, and Asifa tells them that when they start eating, they first love Allah. Asifa only talks about Allah with them and tells them not to believe in any other gods. Asifa even tells them that the gods of the Hindu religion cannot protest properly because if a god cannot protest itself, how can it protest for its children? That is why you should also believe in Allah. So, these three girls were very far from their hostel, but Asifa's house was very close to her hostel. That is why Asifa tells them that they do not need to go to their home. I should go to my house because my house will also remind you of your family. It's a secret agenda for me to take my roommates away from their families and religion and convert them to Islam, so I take the help of my two fake brothers named Ramesh and Abdul. Asifa meets them both here, introduces them to each other, and after making friends with them, takes them home where they also meet her family and receive blessings. She also feeds them such opinions that the girls become radicalized, but she was completely unaware of this fact. Along with this story, there is another story that happened many years later, where we see Shalini, whose name is Fatima and her husband is not Ramesh, but a man with the same name. These people are in Afghanistan and trying to enter Syria. So, we find out later how all of this happened with Shalini. Then we see that as soon as Fatima enters Afghanistan with her husband. So, she sees many mutilated heads and bodies here, which makes her feel sick. We also learn that Fatima is pregnant and her husband, Isaac, is receiving military training in Afghanistan. They talk about how the atmosphere is so bad that girls are beaten badly here, even for wearing lipstick. If they try to run, they are killed in front of everyone. So, it's known that the baby in Fatima's womb is not Isaac's but someone else's. Despite knowing this, Isaac forces himself on her and attempts to rape her. Fatima tells some of her officers about this while pregnant. Then the story flashes back, and Asifa begins teaching those girls her region's clothing and culture. Asifa also yells at them because it's been a long time and those three girls haven't converted to their religion yet. When the three girls went to a mall, Asifa sent some boys to misbehave with them. The boys started misbehaving with the girls, and a fight broke out between them. All the boys started tearing the girls' clothes, and everyone in the mall just stood there watching silently. After the incident, the three girls went home crying, and they understood that it had happened because they didn't wear the hijab. Asifa told them to start wearing the hijab for protection, and she brainwashed them with her words. Now, the girls had started believing in Islam, and on the other hand, Geetanjali and Abdul's love was growing deeper. These girls had never experienced love before, so they listened to everything the boys said, and they started spending nights with them. After a few days, Sarani and Geetanjali went back home. When they first arrived home and their mother saw them, she was surprised because they were wearing a hijab. When their family saw this, they were also surprised and didn't expect them to convert to Islam instead of following the Hindu religion. When Shalini and Geetanjali returned home, a big problem arose because Shalini had become pregnant, but Ramesh was hesitant to accept the child due to their different relationship. Then, Shalini asked Asif to marry her and accept her child if she changed her religion. He agreed, and Geetanjali also converted to a new religion. However, problems began to arise in their lives after changing their religions. Geetanjali's boyfriend, Abdul, also asked for some new pictures of Geetanjali. That they were going to Colombo for their honeymoon, while they were going to Syria. Saloni was told that getting a passport and visa was very easy for these people. Her name was changed to Fatima and she went through a sari process. They first went to Colombo, or the other side near Geetanjali, where Abdul called Geetanjali to come to Syria with him. Geetanjali refused and said she wouldn't leave India. Abdul then blackmailed her by saying he had nude pictures of her and would share them if she didn't come with him. Geetanjali slowly began to realize that someone had tricked them. So, Geetanjali now agrees with Abdul that she will not go anywhere with him and he is free to do whatever he wants. After this, Geetanjali left everything behind and went back to her home. Her family had also accepted her. But now, Maulana and Abdul's people were not concerned about Geetanjali because she did not agree with them. So, Abdul started circulating Geetanjali's pictures in a sari on the internet, and now Geetanjali had no other way but to commit suicide. Now, let's see what happens next. Nima Saloni calls and tells everything about how they got trapped together. It was all a plan, and Asifa was part of it. They played a game, but Saloni and Nima got trapped and couldn't get out. Nima also tells Saloni that Asifa has committed suicide and she informs her about it. Nima further reveals that Asifa introduced her to a boy who drugged her drink during a dinner and then took her to his home where she was sexually assaulted by many people. After hearing all this, Saloni was terrified, but she still had some trust in Nima. However, the environment was extremely unpleasant, and women were killed with Brahmi. Eventually, Saloni gives birth to a child and wants to tell her mother first, so she somehow manages to message her mother. Because if they receive a call, they will be caught. Here, a woman helps and she sends a message to her mother from her mobile phone. But as soon as they leave, suddenly some people come here and they beat the woman. Then somehow Shalini manages to get back to her house, and after a while, some people come here again and tell Shalini that her sister-in-law has passed away, and then they take her and her child with them. There were many other people present where her sister-in-law had stopped, and they also separate Shalini's child. The woman with whom Shalini was sent from one place to another, and when she arrived at a place, it became clear that she was alive and she had also helped her. Here, Shalini was telling her officers that in the group they were in, they were treated badly by a girl every day and she was sexually assaulted all night. On the other hand, we see that Nima had reached the police, but the police were not cooperating with her regarding what had happened to her. Here, Nima tells that every year in Kerala, thousands of girls convert to a different religion and so many of them go missing that you don't even know about them. But the police do not file info here because Nima did not have any legal proof. And on the other hand, we see that these sari-clad girls are being taken to other trafficking camps in Afghanistan. Shalini had mapped this very well, so she knew very well that if she could escape from here, it would be from here only. And if she couldn't escape from here either, then it would be impossible to escape. So, taking the opportunity, she runs away from here with two more girls, but those two girls are killed. However, the guy manages to escape safely from here. But in the end, he falls into the hands of some soldiers in Afghanistan, and since then, Shalini has been telling the officers the story. The movie ends here.